Hello, and welcome to our weekly podcast, What's in this week's Oban Times, or as we fondly call it, Wit What, with me, Jodie Hagan.
Me, Sandy Neal.
Me, Kathy Griffiths.
And me, Owen Wild.
As ever, the days go by so fast and we've been kept busy with lots of interesting stories, but here we are Wednesday again, and it is that time of the week where we give you an insight into what you can find in the paper and online. You can read all the articles and more by going online to www.westcoasttoday.co.uk or by picking up a paper. We love hearing your stories and seeing your photographs, so please do get in touch by emailing editor@obantimes.co.uk, calling us on 01631 568 000, or getting in touch on our social platforms Facebook and X, formerly Twitter. So Sandy, you're up first today. What do you have for us this week?
Thank you very much, Jodie. A mum has started a potentially life-saving petition after her 5-year-old son fell off a wall in Dunbeg and broke his leg the day before he was due to start primary school. Argyle's cash-strapped council says the cost of fighting a judicial review into a new school campus on Mull could threaten the project, but islanders have slammed the council's words. And on our website, www.westcoasttoday.co.uk, planning permission has been granted for a controversial fish farm on Loch Long, almost 3 years after National Park planning chiefs refused.
Thanks for that, Sandy. So Kathy, handing over to you now.
Kerrera's Martin Shields is on the brink of becoming one of the world's top 10 golfers with a disability. An incredible feat for someone who was paralysed except for blinking. The dad of one who beat the odds after being struck down by a rare syndrome in 2006 has been notching up tournament success across Europe. This month he finished third in both the Irish Open for disability golfers and the Dutch Open, where he celebrated his first ever hole-in-one. That follows his win earlier this year in the Scottish Open for disability golfers, where he topped his net category. Those results mean that the Glen Cruton Golf Club member has qualified for the Open's flagship end-of-season playoff at Northants Golf Club, where he will compete against the top 8 ranked players in Europe in his category. Remarkably, Martin's world ranking has soared from 307th last November to a career high of 11th this month. A strong showing in his next events coming up in Madrid and Portugal could push him into the coveted top 10. And Saturday is Oban Pride Day. Get your rainbows, sequins and sparkles at the ready to watch or join in the march through town from Station Square at 12:30 up to the Corran Halls for a community celebration. Everyone's welcome. There's going to be over 35 stalls there. And for 18s and over, there will be a rainbow ball on the night. So there you go. Get ready to sparkle.
Thanks, Kathy. Well, what an amazing man Martin is, and an exciting weekend ahead. So, Owen, what have you been working on?
An exodus has occurred from the council opposition group Talig, according to a source inside the council. Find out the details in this week's Oban Times. Oban High School Pipe Band are celebrating winning the Novice Juvenile B Champion of Champions title, rounding out a very successful summer for the band, especially for their drummers, who took us top 5 place at all of the year's biggest competitions. We bring you another update from the B8035 on Mull, as someone clears the rockfall without the council's knowledge. The drone survey to determine the road's future has also been completed, and we also hear from a farmer who lives nearby that is struggling to deal with the road closure. Staying on Mull, and the island's big-hearted bin man Colin Morrison is a finalist in BBC's Make a Difference Awards in Scotland for his charitable work through his popular calendar series, A Binman's View of Mull and Iona. Congratulations, Colin. We certainly hope you win. And finally, Argyll and Bute Council's care crisis is no secret. But how did we reach this stage? I've spoken to former staff about the root of the situation, and they have detailed a toxic environment with poor management and a cycle of bad decisions. Read the details in this week's Oban Times or online at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk from tomorrow.
Thanks for that, Owen. And finally for me this week, the owners of the much-loved Robin's Nest Tea Room in Taynuilt are closing their doors after almost 3 decades as they head towards their well-earned retirement. You can find out more about their hard work over the years and what they are going to get up to next in this week's OT. Also in this week's paper, CalMac has paid out over £460,000 in compensation to passengers since April last year because of delays and cancellations. And I'd been working on our other title, the Argyllshire Advertiser, this week. So if you're in that area and want to pick up a copy, then we have a really touching story for you about a schoolgirl from Loch Gilphead who is taking on an incredible challenge inspired by the life-saving crew who saved her dad after he suffered a devastating double stroke. 7-year-old Lydia Parker will be cycling 18 miles along the Crinan Canal this weekend, and you can find out all about her fundraising mission for the air ambulance and her dad Michael online and in the paper. Well, that's all from us this week, but there is a lot more to discover in the paper and online at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk. So tune in again next week to keep up with what's going on, but for now it's goodbye from me, Jodie Hagan.
Goodbye from me, Sandy Neal.
Bye from me, Kathy Griffiths.
And goodbye from me, Owen Wild.
Bye.
Bye.